Let's first lay some ground rules. This is all hypothetical. Obviously, it's impossible. And I want to say it again. It is absolutely impossible to make any sort of current tier list. No results. Not enough time to go in depth with specific characters. Not even that. There's not enough time to go into depth on specific matchups, which is really where the tier list comes from. Like, these tier lists, I never really like. The greatest tier lists in the world are the charts, are the matchup charts. The matchup chart is the best, my favorite kind of tier list in the whole world. This shit is like whatever. But when you have the chart tier list, like, that's a real, like, all right, I get it. This is a bad matchup. This can be, if I see why this is a 3-7, I see why this is a, like that makes sense. But so in order to get that data, you really need time. You really need matchups. You really need people to figure out their characters. Then you need to actually apply the knowledge in a matchup. It's almost impossible to have a real tier list. That's going to be the beginning of this video, by the way. This explanation is going right on YouTube. But so for the shits and for the giggles, if I was to look at this tier list, I mean, that looks right to me. So if we were talking about this, we're going to do this based on the characters that we've played in the beta and everything that we've seen currently, which is all subject to change. We know that there were Ryu nerfs. We know that there were Luke changes. Luke and Ryu both have changes from the beta to the demo. 100% fact. No questions asked. That is the God's honest truth. With that said, I'm going to go with looking at the 8 characters that we know about so far. If we were going to go off what we know, even though, again, we know that there was changes from the beta to the demo. We know it's coming. But we're just going to go with what we know and say that there's not changes to the other characters, whatever. So we're going to not worry about the slight Luke and Ryu changes. Not going to worry about them. We're just going to consider it from the beta on, since that's how we got to play most of the characters. So I think we should do those 8 first, and then trickle into the remaining characters that we just saw footage of that we didn't get to play. Well, not all of us got to play, you know what I'm saying. So with that said, without a shadow of a doubt, he goes there. Yeah, I do think Guile is by far the best character that we've seen. You got crouch medium kick, counter hit, fucking flash kick. Whoever thought about that's insane. Crouch medium kick, counter hit goes into fucking flash kick. His booms are good. The startup of the charge blade thing that stays in front of him is mad good. He can just throw it, and then he can he can drive rush to you. Then you got to hold the boom, and then him. Then he can go low. Then he can go high. Oh my god. So Guile currently now, I am almost certain. I do not know this. I've never played the final version. I have no inside information. Scout's honor, no idea. If they changed Luke and Ryu from the beta to the demo, which they most certainly did, there is no way Guile is keeping the loop. Here's the reason. And Daigo actually said something really smart on his stream the other day. I saw a clip of it. He was saying something along the lines about what it means when Guile is good. And I was like, holy shit, he's right. And I hate to say this. Guile being good, being too good, is actually not good for the game. And you know what? Regardless if you're a fan of Guile or not, when you sit back and think about it, he's kind of right. You have to understand something. And I feel like they might be thinking this far into it. As much as we might not want to agree or see it, a lot of games are made now for the idea of it being an esport and being spectator heavy and being able to watch it and creating hype moments. Why do you think the shit fucking slows down and makes a crazy ink explosion? Like, why do you think Tekken has slow-mos? Like, everything is going in the direction of how do we make people interested in watching and playing this game? Guile being good is not a way to make people interested or enjoy the game. And I'm just being a realist like Daigo's being a realist. Again, I didn't say it. He said it. And when he said it, I was like, damn, that guy's kind of fucking right. That makes a lot of sense, Daigo. You're a smart individual, my friend. You're a very smart man. My next character is going to be Jury. I don't know if she's here or here. I'm going to put her here for right now. Where is Dryu? I think Dryu is probably here. Now, he's really good. He's also, this is my main, well, not my main, the character I played mostly in the betas. I think he's really good. He's fun, honestly. He's Ryu, but he's a saucy Ryu, which I think is really cool. You can play him as you would play classic Ryu, but he also fits very well within Street Fighter 6. And that's why I think Guile is also just a tier of his own. Even if you said, you know, like, not even worrying about the loops, not even worrying about all the shit he can do, like, the fact that a lot of the mechanics work in Guile's favor, like, all right, yeah, you might be able to parry a sonic boom, that's great, but recovery's mad good, so you can have the perfect parry literally in his face. You can't really, you have to drive impact booms on reaction based on how close you are. So even though there's a system in play for certain things, like, he kind of has a way to work around it. He kind of has a way to work around a lot of the systems, or they play more to his advantage, I think. Let's say Chun. Let's use Chun as an example now. I think I'm gonna put Chun here. Now, she has the ceiling to be here, but I think for now she's right here. She's certainly a character that's gonna require some time. It's kind of like JP. Chun is not easy anymore. She certainly looks like she's going to take a little bit more work, but she could potentially be A tier. But again, we're going to go based off what we know. I'm not guessing. Well, I'm going to have to guess on some of the other characters. Let's move to Jamie. Jamie is probably here too. Now, he's another character that could potentially also go to A. Let's keep him in B only based on the fact that level 4 drink is pretty solid. Hair down Jamie is good. At least one round. If you do 2 rounds and it becomes 1-1 final round, one of those rounds you're definitely getting 4 drinks. Let's go with Ken. This is going to be a controversial one. I think Ken might be here. Let me really think about this. He's not better than Guile. He's not better than Jury. I don't think he's better than Ryu. But is he as or the same level as Jamie and Chun? All right, so for now, I think I might put him here because I don't think, not that I don't think Jamie and Chun are good. These are also some characters that might require some tech, especially Chun-Li. She's going to require a little bit of time. Kimberly. Is she here? So, yeah, she's like the only character right now that has some serious ass set play. But is she as good as the other character? She may be like on par with Ken. That's why I struggle with Ken's placement a little bit. I do think she might be better than these two currently. I think this is fair. Now, here's one where I'm not really sure about. I just don't know if he's better than Kimberly. The only 2 things I'm really iffy about is these 2, which would change my placement of Luke. Is he better than Kimberly? So Kim requires a little bit more work, a little bit more knowledge. He's way more easier. He's got a fireball. He's got a DP. That's good. Being a Shoto is good. Corner carry, Kimberly probably beats him in corner carry. Kimberly might beat a lot of characters when it comes to corner carry. Buttons, Kimberly has more versatile use to her buttons. Luke's might be a little stubbier, but certainly has better frame advantage. Ooh, this is tough. Yeah, I think maybe it's the matchup. The matchup might be in Luke's favor, but obviously a good character can have a losing matchup, or like a better character can lose to a lower tier character based on matchup. Yeah, I don't know. I think Luke is certainly good. Honestly, is Luke better than Ken? Hold on. Luke might be better than Ken. Yeah, the next beta will really be able to figure that out for sure. Yeah, this is really the argument right now. I think this is a big one. I don't know if it's this or this. If we're going on ease of use, this is certainly it. Once you figure out how to deal with some of her set play, which you have options, she could drop. I don't know. Kim is certainly gimmicky, but it's not that those gimmicks don't work. And I think that's the big thing. Is this a thing? Okay. What we're going to do for Manon is, hold on. I think her supers were okay. One is, all right, so her level 3, I know for a fact, is not a real command grab. You can jump out of it after the super freeze. So it's either here. It's somewhere in here. So the only thing that I think why some characters would beat her is because it looks like her footsie game is probably not a lot of great footsie tools from what we can see. Her buttons look kind of stubby. Absolutely nothing is plus on block, where other characters do have like 1 or 2 max plus normals, and they're like +1 maybe. I guess that's fair, right? And honestly, I still struggle with this Luke placement. Honestly. I think Luke is probably somewhere in here. Before I go anywhere, there was a lot of people asking about what's going to happen when this open beta comes out. And I got an answer for you. Mark your calendars. I just wanted to do something cool for Street Fighter and not just sit here and play it. So I am going to do my best to be a little bit more involved in the community with stuff like this. We had a great time running the last one, so we decided to do it again. So thank you very much, guys. Again, I see a lot of people in the chat. Thank you so much for supporting and being a part of the first tournament. It was a crazy success. I think it had the biggest payout out of any of the beta tournaments that happened or whatever. We raised like, I don't know, I think it was like $3,000 in Matcherino or something like that. It was great. The reception was cool. It ran smooth. The matches were great. Everybody was cool with it. It got really good feedback. So anyway, yep, I'm going to do it again. So this is going to be on May 20th at 5 p.m. May 20th at 5 p.m. That is Saturday. It is going to be, again, a 128-man cap. But this is an open bracket. I'm not going to open up the bracket yet. Probably going to do that sometime in the middle of next week. Totally free entry. We're going to get a Matcherino link. So obviously, let's hope we can get a good payout to get some of the players played. And yeah, so it's going to be on this stream. It will be Saturday, May 20th, starting at 5 p.m. So I hope if you're interested, like I said, you can follow me on Twitter. That will probably be where I post the link information for registration and all that fun stuff. I believe Javits is going to be here commentating with me. So it's going to be me and Javits on the mic. And like I said, should be some pretty decent level play. And again, it says one more time, open, free tournament, Saturday, May 20th, starting at 5 p.m. The registration will be live sometime in the middle of next week. And that's it. I do, like I said, we had a great time last time. Dude, it was so funny. There were people in the lounge going crazy. It was so funny. We really had a great time. So all for the love of Street Fighter, all for the love of the FGC. I've been doing this shit for a long time, and I think it's about time I take it a little bit more seriously than usual. I'm really into the game so far from what I played. It's a great opportunity for me, a great opportunity for everybody else to get involved. So I'm going to take this shit and run with it. So there we go. May 20th, 5 p.m. Registration will be open sometime next week. Drop.